Hi everyone, this video is about simplified explanation of Arduino, a powerful and easy to use tool for building all kinds of electronic projects. But what exactly is Arduino? So without further ado, let's get started. Arduino is an open source electronic platform based on an easy to use hardware and software. It is designed for anyone who wants to create interactive projects from beginners to advanced users. The core of any Arduino project is the Arduino board itself. The most common is Arduino Uno. At the heart of Arduino board is the microcontroller, a small computer on a single IC. For the Arduino Uno, this is typically an ATmega32AP. The Arduino board has various pins that you can use to connect other components. These are 14 digital pins labeled D0 to D30 on Arduino Uno. These pins can be configured as either inputs or outputs. They are used to read digital signal high or low or to control devices like LEDs and relays. The Arduino Uno has 6 analog input pins labeled A0 to A5. These pins can read signal from analog sensors and convert them into digital values that the microcontrollers process. There are several power pins on Arduino board. These include 5V and 3.3V pins that supply 5 volts and 3.3 volts of power respectively. Ground pins are used to complete the circuits and are essential for all connections. The VIN pin can be used to supply a voltage to the board if you are using an external power source. Some of the digital pins D3, D5, D6, D9, D10, and D11 can also be used for PWM output. This allows for more precise control of devices like servo motors. There are special communications pins for various protocols. Digital pin 0R8 and 1T8 are used for serial communications. SPI pins include D10, D11, D12, and D13. SPI is a communication protocol used for short-distance communication. I2C pins A4 and A5 are used for I2C communications. I2C is a protocol used to communicate with multiple peripherals using only 2 wires. The board can be powered via USB connection from your computer or with an external power supply. The recommended range for external power supply is 7 to 12 volts. The USB port is used to connect the Arduino to your computer for programming and power. It is also allowed for serial communications. The reset button resets the microcontroller, restarting any code currently running on the board. The crystal oscillator helps the microcontroller keep time. The Arduino Uno uses 60 MHz crystal oscillator. The voltage regulator ensures the right amount of voltage is supplied to the board, protecting it from voltage spikes. Additional hardware components include sensor, actuator, and breadboards. Sensor detect changes in the environment and send this information to the microcontroller. Actuator performs actions in response to the signal from the microcontrollers. Breadboards and jumper wires are used to prototype and test circuits without soldering. The Arduino IDE is the software used to write, compiles, and upload code to Arduino board. It is free open source application that runs on Windows, Macs, and Linux. Main components of Arduino IDE include Sketch, editor, message area, console, and toolbar. Sketch is a name for program written for Arduino, saved with the file extension .ini. The editor is where you write your code, supporting basic tasks, editing features, and highlighting syntax. The message area displays messages such as error and warning during the compilations or upload process. The console shows detailed information about the status of IDE, including error messages and other communication. The toolbars contain buttons for common action like verifying codes and basic file management. The serial monitor opens a window to allow for communication with the Arduino board via serial interface. Arduino sketches are written in language similar to C++. A basic sketch consists of 2 main functions, setup and loop. The setup function runs once when the Arduino is powered on or reset, used to initialize variable pin modes, etc. The loop function runs continuously after the setup function, used to actively control the board. Here is the example sketch to blink an LED. After writing your code, click the upload button. The IDE compiles the code and uploads it to the connected Arduino board. Libraries are pre-written code that makes it easy to implement complex functions. For example, library can help control a motor or read sensor data with just a few lines of code. Community and support. The Arduino IDE includes access to vast libraries of user-contributed code, forums, and tutorials that can help you with your projects. If you're not ready to buy an Arduino, you can still start learning by using Tinkercad. Tinkercad is a free online tool that allows you to stimulate Arduino projects. You can sign up at tinkercad.com and start experimenting with virtual Arduino board. In your dashboard, click Create buttons and then Circuit. There are pretty much components you can experiment with. This is where you can write code, and by clicking Start Simulation, you are ready to go. By understanding the structure of Arduino hardware and the functionality of Arduino IDE, you'll be well equipped to start creating your own interactive projects. So, happy tinkering!